Hey, welcome back to Ausome Cutz Inc. YouTube channel. We are a nonprofit organization located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, serving the neurodivergent community by providing hair cutting services for those who struggle with sensory processing disorder, ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities. Here I got my friend Nathan in the chair. Nathan been coming to the shop for a while. And when I mention the shop is not our shop. I just currently work out of the shop and provide the haircuts in the shop. But we do want to purchase our own shop one day, or a suite, something like that, to make the haircut experience more sensory friendly. Anyway, that's his haircut. I got my friend Nathan. Nathan is a very intelligent young kid on the spectrum, and when I tell you Nathan's funny, he likes to give me a hard time just because, and it's funny, He's not being mean or anything. He's just being a kid. So the first thing he do, he get in the chair. Is this going to take long? He asks questions like that, and then, as you see in the video, he starts slouching down, getting impatient. But hey, from where he started from, this is a blessing to see him, to be able to sit through a haircut that's like 20 minutes to a half hour long. And and so right now I'm just trying to blend out his hair. I have the number 1 guard on, and I'm going up. I already set my first guideline in with no guard, with the blade all the way closed. Just I don't never, with the kids that I cut, I never punch in a hard guideline, meaning if anybody is just watching or don't know anything about barbering, when you hear somebody say punch in the guideline or put in a hard guideline, that meaning taking the trimmers are meant to be used for the outline, for the shape up, just the outline of the hair. They're not really designed to put in a guideline, but we can use them. You just gotta know how to take that guideline out once you use it, because it will leave it could leave a line in the hair that will make it hard to get out at the end. And I can admit, even at the end of this haircut, I could look back and say, I think I see a little faint line in there. But if dealing with our kids or any individual, I always say kids because that's who I mostly cut is kids, but we cut adults too with intellectual disabilities and autism and things like that also. But you don't want to have them in a chair for an hour. That's what you don't. You don't want that. Sorry, my allergies are acting up, so just bear with me. So I try to get them in and out as quick as possible before they start getting impatient, and it will just make the haircut experience not so good, because just like any typical kid, once they get impatient, they start whining, they start moving around, they start not being compliant because they're kids. They don't want the haircut. They may feel like it's taking too long. They might be tired, might be hungry, or whatever the case may be. It will make the haircut experience worse. But as you see Nathan, he's laughing. He has his phone and he's just playing his game. And you see me picking him up right now because he was slouching, and he was laughing because he was slouching, and I had to pick him up. And that's the things if you want to service the neurodivergent community of haircut services, you have to be prepared to do things like that. You have to be prepared to, readjust them, and, might have to do a little more or a lot more depending on the child's sensitivity to receiving haircuts. Sometimes I have to walk around and follow the child around and, sit in a different chair, try to do anything possible to meet their needs, to make them comfortable with getting something done that they really don't care about. We as a parents care about haircuts. Our kids, most of them don't, from my knowledge. Most of them are not looking forward to coming to the shop, getting a haircut. But some are. Some got used to me. Some is part of their routine now. They don't mind it. And you have to stick to that routine because, when the routine is broken, you can experience some behaviors with our children. When I mean children, I don't mean just little kids. I mean adults too. If you're a parent, they are children. So, I'm just trying to blend and decide to the top because they don't want anything off the top. They want to let his hair grow. And so I'm trying to make sure I do that the best that I can without taking any off the top. I turned the clipper around to go down instead of up with the clippers to just smooth out the hair, to lay it down, and to get a better transition from light to dark. And I think now I have like the smallest guard, the half guard, or the 0.5 guard on, and I'm really trying to get this blend together. It's not like this is the first time I cut this hair, but depending on the texture of the hair, if it's fine, if it's coarse, that's the proper terminology. It's not. When you go to barber school, you never hear the terminology of nappy hair. You have coarse, straight, curly, fine, so on. Wavy hair pattern, and and his parents are very good parents, and they always tell us that he won't let us do anything with his hair, and I hear that a lot from the parents. Some of the things I'm allowed to do, they won't let them do. And as parents, we know it's like that. A lot of times our kids will go places and they will allow a specialist, wherever they get services at, to do stuff that you struggle at home doing. Excuse me. Our son is 19, and we experience that now. He's currently in residential care, and he will listen to his tablet all day, bob to some music, and he be cool. When he come home on the weekends, he want to go for rides, and I'm not talking about little rides. I'm talking about 2-hour rides. And he want to do that twice a day. But he can sit there in the chair and just, bob away and listen to music and be fine with it. So we do get what I'm trying to say. Our kids would just basically act different with other people. trying to get this blend together. And I don't have a guard on. Got the blade fully open, and I'm just trying my best to make this blend as flawless as possible. And I can admit one thing, when I have a child and they're constantly asking me about the time, I know I don't have to worry about it. Parents are not worrying about it, and it's not even really taking long. But in my mind, I'm sitting here like, all right, I don't want this to be long, so I'm trying to hurry up and speed up the process. And with that, you can make errors. It won't turn out as good as you like it. And I think that's what honestly happened in this video. Although the haircut was good, it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't up to my standard. So if you're a barber, stylist, anybody who work in the beauty field, you can look at your work and you just be like, that could have been better. Like I mentioned earlier, we are a nonprofit organization located in Philadelphia, and currently offer services in this barbershop, Clark's Barber and Beauty Salon, located in the Logan section of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you are interested in booking an appointment, you can go to our website, which is in our bio, and click on the link. It will take you to book seat, and you can schedule an appointment. But we also do free haircutting events throughout the year. When people, other organizations, they will invite us out to their events, and we will provide free haircutting services for the neurodivergent community. Some that we host, but most of them are when we're being invited out. And when we get invited out, we of course provide haircuts. And my wife, she which is the president of our organization, she oversees the organizing the events as far as the decorations, the treats, the sensory toys, setting up a backdrop. And my wife bakes, so she brings baked goods, some gluten-free, some not. And we also buy stuff from the store to bring, just to give an incentive to those who might need an incentive to help them get through the haircuts, or a reward for getting a haircut. And we also have the sensory toys. All these things help with the haircut services. And our daughter, she which is our vice president, she takes the pictures. She does the photography, she does the videography for our events. So if you are on our page, go to haircut events, and you will see where a couple of them, I need to post the rest of the haircut events, so you can see how they look. It's a beautiful thing, very different, but it's the parents, they really enjoy it. So at the end of the haircut, I'm just taking the trimmer and I'm trying to get out that faint line. As you can see, I'm trying to stretch the hair out so I can better get to it. And also, if you notice, anybody got a barber's eye, the fade is slanted, and I can tell you why, because Nathan keeps his head down. So while I'm trying to put in the initial guideline, it went up higher than where it should be. So it's just near the front where I'm at now that is higher than the rest of the area of it going around the head. And now I'm just putting in, I'm just just give him his line up. And what the trimmers are initially invented for, to do the outline of the hair. As barber has evolved over the years, people started using them to put in the guidelines, because especially like if you're doing a bald fade, you can use the trimmer. Is the closest thing you can get to using a shaver, the closest to the scalp as you can. One thing you have to do, like, you gotta work around the individual receiving the haircut, because if the tablet is the thing or the phone is keeping them still and happy, hey, you gotta work around them, because they are ultimately in charge of what's going on. As you see me, I've noticed that I can still see a faint line. So I'm just taking the edge of the trimmer and trying to get that line out.